Scrappy friends, I am doing a Clique Kits layout for you today, and this is for the June challenge that we have going on over at the Clique Kits. And our challenge is to use old Clique Kits cut files. So I hope that you are inspired after watching this layout to grab some of your old files and pull them out and put them in your die cutting system, whatever die cut system that you use to cut your files from, and create a layout using them. I am using the cut file that is from last June. It's one of the summer ones, so I'm guessing that it goes along with the summer layout for June. And I don't remember, I think they had a summer kit, and I don't remember because I didn't get it and we were in the process of moving, so I didn't do a lot of like looking of everything online. So I pulled this out of my archives of cut files, and I cut them out in just plain white, and I added the round circle part that had the leaves, the different types of palm leaves, and then I cut out some of just the two different palm leaves separate, and in my Silhouette software, I just copied and added multiple of them. So I have a whole bunch, and I'm just using my watercolor. My brush was not working very well, so I actually had to use water on the side to dunk it in. And I'm using mostly blues, but and some of that lighter green, and then I'm adding some purples in because those are colors that are in this kit. And the kit that I'm using is the June kit that is called Aquarelle, and it is using the Cocoa Vanilla Wild at Heart collection. And I absolutely love this kit. It is so pretty. There are so many different ways that you can use this kit and have a way different look. So, but I really love that it has a lot of purples and stuff. And so I use purples even though the parts that I used didn't have really any purple in them, but that's okay because I really like it. It kind of adds to this Hawaii feel because I pulled out some old photos that I had from last year that I took at the beach, at our favorite beach, and I'm gonna do a layout from that. So I printed off 3 photos. I have a big one that is about 4.5 by 7, I think is what I did. Something like that. So it's a decent size. It's not quite 5 by 7. And then I did some 3 by 4 sizes. So what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to figure out if I just want to use the watercolored parts on white or if I want to stick it on this dot that's like a teal. It actually is more green in person than it looks on the screen. Um, I think all the blues are just kind of making it look more blue on screen. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out, and then so I play around with this a little bit because I'm not really sure exactly how I want to add my photos, but I kind of like how it looked diagonal like that, but I wasn't exactly thinking about where I was going to lay my photos yet. I was more thinking about what I wanted for my background, and I decided to go with mostly the white, and I'm just going to add it on this blue, or the tealy color, like a light teal. And I wanted just a little bit of that to show around the outside. And then I'm also going to take, and I cut it down quite a bit, like I really wanted it to line up. So I'm going to take some of that coral color in a minute. And it's really, really pretty. I love this paper. As you can see, I had a hard time too though because there was quite a few of the cut aparts on the other side that I really liked. Um, so I'm just kind of figuring out exactly how I want it, but I want that down at the bottom because I want to add just a little bit of a pop of color because especially in that big photo, I have the sand, and so I kind of want it to have like that feel of like sand and then sky and water. So I'm just kind of figuring out where I want it, and I put just a few little pieces of tape, and then I use my sewing machine and I go all the way around it. You can't really see it, which is kind of sad. But that's okay because I can always do this again with a similar cut file. And now I'm playing around where I want everything. I actually kind of liked it with the two on the other side, but I decided to go with putting these two photos side by side. At first I wasn't sure because they're both the waves crashing, but they're not crashing in the same place, or like, or at the same level. So I wasn't sure at first because I kind of was like, and one has a lot more sand, and I didn't want to cover that up too much. And all that kind of stuff. So I'm just playing around, and I knew I wanted to use some more of those fronds, so I'm just kind of moving things around until I figure out where I think looks good. And I did back that on that wood grain photo, or like paper, because I wanted something really neutral but that kind of brought out that lightness. And I really like this, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put this through my sewing machine too. So just a little bit of the photo goes through, and I do put that frond in there, and I sew it with the frond in there, so that's stuck on there, and I kind of like that. Now it's really hard for you to see, but on my cut file, I actually cut or use my sewing machine down the length of two of those fronds that are sticking out, so there is that texture from that. And I just put this up there, and I'm just kind of putting in some of these leaves where I think that they fit but look mostly natural. It was kind of hard because I watercolored them, there's a lot of texture to it. And they, warped, which is what I wanted, but figuring out where they were gonna not look really weird was kind of hard. It's been a while since I layered a lot of stuff that was kind of like this, like almost all the same colors. So, and now I'm just figuring out where I want this. Now, unfortunately, my video cuts off because I ran out of video space. So you're not going to see me actually embellish the whole thing. But I use that background paper because I like some of the colors in it. And I didn't want it to be flush against. It needed something to separate it. But I'm just going to add just a few pieces of ephemera in a couple of the places. I use some of the cut apart printables, and then I add some of the enamel dots that were part of the add-ons. So I wanted them to look kind of like sprays. And then I just took some sprays and put those on there around the layout too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys take a look at all the other layouts that the other designers did for the challenge as well, and see what cut files they used. And I hope you guys go into your stash of cut files and use some old cut files this month and post them in on the challenge, and you can have a chance to win. So I will see you guys later. I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope you are inspired. Bye.